The battery on this 2024 model gave up after only 2 years, and you'd be surprised why. So I'm going to do a full step-by-step battery replacement, including info on the battery size and what to expect after installation. It's good practice to remove the negative terminal completely before working on anything else, but I made a separate video explaining all of that, so I'll post a link at the end of this video. There's an amplifier connected to the positive here with this extra cable, so yours should only have one nut to loosen. You don't need to loosen the clamp nuts completely, just enough to extend the clamp. Removing the bracket is quite obvious, but I found it easier just to remove one nut completely and swivel it out of the way. I'll share some info on this battery in a minute. For now, secure the battery in the tray and clean the terminals with some fine sandpaper or this handy little brush that cleans both the terminals and the battery posts. I'll leave a link in the description. The bracket can go back first before making any electrical connections. The bottom of the rods simply hook in at the base. Before I show you why the old battery failed prematurely, we're upgrading it with an enhanced flooded battery due to better deep discharge tolerance. If yours is fitted with an AGM, replace it with an AGM rather than EFB, but to make it easier, I'll leave some links in the description for the battery size used in this video. When connecting the terminals, the positive goes back first, but push the terminal down as low as possible on the battery post. I wanted to see what the effect is on the battery with the amp connected, and also test the parasitic drain while the car is stationary. To do this, I'm going to use the DC current setting on the multimeter and connect it between the negative terminal and battery post. Initially it settled to around 1.7 amps, but that was way too high. So I tried disconnecting the amp, which made a difference, but we're looking for around 80 milliamps or less. Now before the replacement, I noticed the car kept unlocking and locking itself when the key fob was in range. So with the multimeter connected, I locked it using the key fob. Eventually it came down to 60 milliamps, even with the amp connected. So to conclude, don't leave the car unlocked, leaving it in a standby state which drains the battery and effectively shortens its lifespan. Rather lock the car as soon as it's parked or keep the key fob out of range completely. The last step was just to connect the negative terminal and then start the car to check for any errors. Fortunately, there weren't any warning lights. And a radio code wasn't required. The window auto down still worked, but not the auto up. So reset it by holding the switch in the up position for about 3 seconds after it's closed. There's a sequence for disconnecting and connecting the terminals, and it's all explained in this next video.